Let's talk about your criticism first of the parliamentary inquiry into online
Mm.
harms affecting young Kiwis. And you say it failed in its basic responsibility to properly analyse the issue.
So anyone who bothered to read the inquiry will see that it's riddled with caveats and excuses to effectively justify the premeditated response that they put out. Dr. Parmjit Palmer of the ACT Party also made a similar observation. She was one of the very few members of that select committee that was opposing a social media ban on the basis that it would just cause huge risks and threats to online security and privacy. And effectively what the inquiry said was they didn't deem themselves as resourced enough to look at all the relevant information and that they would pass that responsibility on to the government through the legislative process. Now, select committee, their job is to inquire, obviously, to research, to ask questions, to consult with experts. The select committee in their report said that they were approached by YouTube to share on their experience with the Australian ban. They declined that invitation from YouTube. So when you've got companies like YouTube, a major stakeholder, key contributor in this space, offering to give you insight as to how a ban might work, could affect children and other users, and you turn that down, you have to start to wonder what the goal of the inquiry was. Was it performative, or did they genuinely undertake the responsibility delegated to them by the government and the people who elected them to ensure that this would be good, robust legislation at the end of the day? And they didn't. They openly admit that they didn't check for all the costs and benefits, their own words, to the recommendations that they were making.